there, it's Nina with Walla Stamping. Thanks for joining me today. I am going to be sharing a project with you that is all going to be using some of the new in colors as well as a product suite that's going to be coming available to you starting May the 1st. So this is just a little box with some note cards inside, and I made a little belly band to go on the outside. Now I put some hook and loop, is, what do you call this, Velcro, and I've decided I didn't like it after I got it on there, but I didn't want to tear up my paper and take it off, so I left it. But the box that I'm going to show you today, I'm not going to put the Velcro on there. So inside I've just made 4 different little note cards, and I'm using all the different framelits to cut out these little patterns on the front, and I've just made them to say hello and thank you. And they're 3x3 cards, which is perfect for adding inside of a gift, or like yesterday on my Facebook Live, I made my sister a gift card box to put her gift card in as my gift for her graduation. So something like that is the perfect opportunity to use a small little 3x3 card like this. We're going to be using some Dapper Denim, which is not a new color. We've had Dapper Denim, and I really like it because it is a kind of a gray blue. For the base of the box, you're going to need a piece that is cut to 10 7/8 by 5 5/8. Then for the 4 note cards to go inside, you'll need 4 pieces cut to 6 by 3. And then for cutting out all of these little medallions here, you're going to need, excuse me, 5 pieces that are 3 by 3. And for the belly band, a piece that is 3/4 by 8 1/2. Then you're going to need some some Very Vanilla, and I have 5 pieces that are cut to 3 by 3, and that's what we're going to be making those with. And then for my favorite new in color, Lemon Lime Twist. This is some of the Specialty Designer Series paper that is going to be available to you. It's double-sided, of course. I'm going to be using the Lemon Lime Twist side, and it just has these little kind of diamond-shaped pattern in it. So you're going to need 8 pieces that are cut to 2 7/8 by 2 7/8, and you'll need 4 pieces that are cut to 2 7/8 by 5/8. For the belly band, a piece that is 1/2 inch by 8 1/2 inches. So to begin the little note cards, what you'll want to do, let me move my cutting blade out of the way. You're going to want to score these at 3 inches and then just fold each of one of those in half. Now let me tell you about this Eastern Palace suite. What Stampin' Up! Is going to make available to you, which is actually a whole month earlier from the new annual catalog that is coming out. And I have Sugar in here with me today, and she has found her little chewy bone, so she's over there knocking it around. Just don't pay any attention to the background noise. But anyway, they have got 2 bundles available to you. The Eastern Palace Starter Bundle, and with that one you get a free item, which is the Very Vanilla note cards and envelopes. And then with the Eastern Palace Premier Bundle, they're giving you the Very Vanilla medium envelopes and the Very Vanilla thick cardstock. I love the thick cardstock. It is absolutely fantastic for box building and card making. So those are the 2 items that Stampin' Up! Is making available to you starting May the 1st through the 31st only. So that is kind of a little specialty thing that they're putting out there for you. Also, there is a card class. If this is something that you're interested in having me send to you, just send me an email at nina@wallastamping.com and let me know that you would like to have this class, and I'll make sure that you get a copy of it. So back to our box. We have our 4 note cards made. Got those there. Let's go ahead and get our scoring done for our box. So I'm going to grab my Simply Scored scoring tool, and I'm going to place my cardstock on here on the 10 7/8 inch side. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say. And I'm going to start scoring at 3 1/8 inches, then 3 7/8 inches, then at 7 7 3/4. Then turn your cardstock so that the 5 5/8 is across the top, and you're going to score at 1/2 inch and then at 1 1/4 inch. Flip the cardstock to the other side and do that again. 1/2 inch and 1 1/4. Thank goodness Sugar took her bone and went out. She is so noisy. I'm going to go ahead and get all of my score lines folded and burnished. What you'll want to do on this, if you can see, I have 2 score lines here, 2 score lines here. Then there's horizontal score lines going here, 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 and here. You're going to cut up this innermost score line and stop when you reach that 3rd horizontal score line and cut this piece away, and then you're going to do the same thing over here on the other side. This is what you'll have once you get that cutting done. Now what you'll do is on this score line, you're going to cut straight up and stop at that 2nd horizontal score line. Then this little score line here, you're just going to snip that piece away. And then, of course, as always, cut a little wedge out of this little tab here. And then just do the same thing over on this side. Then you're going to want to cut a little wedge out of these little 1/2 inch tab pieces right here. This is what your box is going to look like when you get all of your cutting done. I'm going to grab my Project Life corner punch, and this is something that is going to be retiring. I'm sure, and I'm such a bad stamper. I have kind of grazed through the new catalog, but I haven't got down to the nitty-gritty and like really looked in the back to see all of these kind of things that are new, so I apologize to you for that. I know that they're probably coming out with a different corner punch, but I have not looked in depth to see what that is. Whenever I know what that is, I will be certain to let you know. Before we assemble the box, I'm going to go ahead and put all of my DSP in place. So one of these, of course, is going to need to have the corners rounded, and Sugar is back in here with me again. Sugar, can you be quiet? Sugar, you got to be quiet, baby. I'm filming. Okay, thank you. So I'm going to put this one here, and I'm just going to be using my snail to do that with. And this part of the box is pretty easy to put together because you know that you need all the larger pieces here, and you know that you're going to need all the skinny pieces on these areas here. So this portion of putting your box together is easy peasy. Now that I have all of my DSP put in place, I'm going to grab a circle punch, and what I have is a 2-inch circle punch. And this box, let me show you real quick. I'm sure if a lot of you are like me and this kind of thing, just you can see it before it's put together, you would have known that this is the top and this is going to be the inside. I'm just judging by my score lines and how it lines up with the edge of my punch, and then I'm going to line this portion up about halfway through the circle and then just punch that out, because you want to be able to get to these note cards and get them in and out of the box easily. So now at this point, let's go ahead and put our box together, and I am just going to use snail because I am out of my fast fuse. So when you make this box, definitely you're going to want to use some fast fuse, or you could use some liquid glue, or you could even use some tear and tape. But just for the sake of time, and because this is a sample, I'm just going to use my snail because it's quick. So then you're just going to assemble your box, and then I'm going to take my bone folder and push down inside to make sure that that adhesive grabs a hold really nicely. Now let me show you the stamps and the framelits that I'm going to be using. Oh, and this has the wrong label on it. Don't pay any attention to that. I just grabbed this and have not changed my label. This is the Eastern Palace bundle. You get the Eastern Beauty stamps, and I believe these are called the Eastern Palace framelits, if I'm not mistaken. The Eastern Medallion Thinlet set. That's what these are called. Now, first of all, I think what I'm going to do is grab my Very Vanilla and go ahead and get my stamping done. And what I'm going to be using is this small, this small dotted circle right here. Let me get this into view for you. Let me get it closer so you can see. This small dotted circle right here I'm going to be using. I'm going to use hello, thank you, and enjoy today. And the inks that I'm going to be using, which these are 3 of the new ink colors. This is my favorite. I think it's everyone's favorite. The Lemon Lime Twist. Then we have Fresh Fig. And we have Tranquil Tide. So as you can see, this is kind of a blue-green color. The Fresh Fig is a very warm, kind of a cross between a purple and a burgundy. And then, of course, the Lemon Lime Twist is a bright, pretty green. So to stamp those circles with, I'm going to be using the Lemon Lime Twist. And I'm just going to go ahead and get each of these stamped right in the center here. Now I've got my Fresh Fig and my Tranquil Tide. And I've got my thank you stamp as well as my hello stamp. So 2 of the cards I'm going to use my Fresh Fig and stamp thank you right there in the middle of that circle. Then the other 2 I'm going to use the Tranquil Tide and stamp hello in the center. And then the last one I'm going to use my Tranquil Tide again, and I'm going to stamp enjoy the today, which is going to go on the outside of my box. So these are the 2 thinlets that I'm going to use first. Now, as you can see, with these, it doesn't cut them out all the way. It leaves them attached, which is fine for if you're going for that kind of look. But I want mine loose. I have something on the end of my scissors, and it's driving me bonkers. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just come in here, and where those little pieces are, keeping it attached to my paper, I'm just going to snip all the way around and get this freed from the rest of the paper. I'm going to be using my Layering Circles Framelits dies, and I have the 4th from the smallest scallop right here. I'm going to place that around the thank you that I cut out and run that through the Big Shot and get it cut out. For the second thank you, I'm going to be using these 2 thinlets. I'm going to use that same scallop circle to cut out the thank you. And I'm going to do the same with this as before. I'm just going to come in here and snip these little pieces that are keeping the framelit cutout attached to the remaining portion of my paper. So now I've got all of my stamped images cut out, as well as the Dapper Denim background from all of my thinlets. And when you're making yours, you can combine your thinlets any way that you choose. And the great thing about these is they're interchangeable. So they came in the package like you see here, but there's nothing that says you cannot use this outside framelit or thinlet with this inside thinlet, or even use this with it. So when you get ready to make this, you just combine your thinlets any way that you desire. And then, of course, I did pair those up with my layering circles because I wanted some of those cut out with a scalloped edge. So now I'm going to go ahead and get my note cards built. So to stick my DSP to my card base, I'm just going to use snail On this hello, I did these little swirls and put the rhinestones, but I think for this one, I may leave that off. I can't decide if I like it with or without, but you can be the judge and decide how you want to do yours. So when attaching your medallions to your card, I'm going to just attach my Dapper Denim with my snail to the front of my card and just get that centered up. And then to attach my little medallion, I'm just going to use some dimensionals to attach those to the Dapper Denim. And you can just build all 4 of your note cards in this way. Okay, so let's compare these two. These two here in my original set, I put a few rhinestones on. These two, I left it off. So in looking at this, I will let you decide which way you like the best, and then you can determine if you want to add the rhinestones or not when you're making yours. Now we're going to make the belly band, so we're going to go ahead and attach the Enjoy Today. So let's go ahead and get our note cards put inside of our box. Then we'll build our belly band. Got my piece of Dapper Denim as well as my piece of DSP. And I'm going to flip this over and run some snail right down the center of that DSP. And then stick these two together. Then to put my belly band on, I'm just going to start kind of toward the bottom of the back, lay that there, bring it up, and just with my fingers pinch that over, pinch it over again, and then bring it across the front and then up the back. Then I let that loose and I take my bone folder and I just go ahead and reinforce all of these folds that I put in there. So when I put this together, I want to make sure that it's going to stay on the box, but I want to also make sure that it's loose enough so that it can be slid on and off the box really easily. I'm just going to use a couple of pieces of tear and tape on the back here. Put it back on my box. Oops, I got to get it the right way, don't I? Wait, here we go. I was trying to put it on backwards. And attach it, but not too tightly, so that it will be able to slide on and off the box rather easily. Okay, that seems to be working fine. So what I'm going to do next is attach my medallion to the front on the belly band, and I'm just going to use some dimensionals to do that with, and I'm going to put my dimensionals directly on my belly band because I want to make sure that I get them in the right place. And for me anyway, it's easier for me to put them on my belly band and then attach my medallion on top as opposed to the other way around. Here's the box that I just made for you. Here's the one that I made as my first one, and I really think that these are just an awesome little gift to give to somebody. The little cards that are inside are the perfect size, like I was saying before, to put inside of a gift that you're giving to someone, or even include it inside a gift card envelope or box. Over on my website, I will have a list of all of the measurements and a free printable instruction sheet for you, as well as information on the Eastern Palace Suite bundles. And let me know if there's anything that you need. Thank you for watching the video today, and I'll talk to you soon.